200 farmers in Japan traveled to Tokyo today to protest against nuclear power after the Fukushima disaster, of course, contaminated cow milk and spinach grown near the plant. That situation is nothing new for many residents of Ukraine, where 25 years ago today, Reactor 4 at that country's Chernobyl nuclear plant exploded after a shutdown test. The blast and the ensuing fire spread deadly radiation miles from the plant, forcing the relocation of hundreds of thousands of residents. But some refused to stay away for long, returning to the only place they knew or ever could call home. More magazine has profiled just some of the nearly 200 women now in their 70s and 80s who have survived in the fallout zone against all odds. Lesley Seymour is the editor-in-chief of More magazine, and it's great to see you, Lesley.
Hi,
this is fascinating stuff. I mean, I remember when I was covering the Reagan White House and Chernobyl took place, we were landing in Indonesia, and all of a sudden we were all becoming, experts on something that was happening, thousands of miles away. But the effects spread because of the prevailing winds. The effects spread to Belarus, and lasted forever. Why would these women want to go back?
It's all the pull of home, and that's what the story is about. I mean, it's amazing what humans will do to get back to their birthplace. This is where they grew up. They said that being happy and being back in their own, place where they can go and, see their ancestors buried and the homes they grew up in was more important to them than anything else. And the interesting thing is that there's not scientific research, but there's anecdotal research that shows that those women who went back, and it's mostly women, live 10 years longer than the people who did not go back. And they went back 3 months after. They were told by the government not to go back, and they said to them, come and kill us, or we're going back ourselves anyway.
So it's the homing instinct and the fact that they were in going back to their roots. But what about the water? What about the milk? The contamination?
They're told not to eat it. They were told they had shipments of milk coming in from the outside. They were told not to eat the animals there. The government gave them stipends, all that stuff, and they said, to heck with this. We're growing our own fruits and vegetables. We're going to eat the pigs that we raised here, and they've been doing that. You have to remember that's almost 25 years long. What's really interesting is the men have all died off. Don't ask me why, but men tend to have shorter mortality across the world than women. These women are all in their 70s and 80s. Some of them have, they have various illnesses, but they said that they actually seem to die of strokes before they die of things that are related to radiation and things like that. It's kind of completely crazy. And
it is. It's so counterintuitive. There could be other factors. We're not scientists, and we're remote control. There could be smoking or other issues that affect men more than women in that society. I don't know.
But it is all women, and they band together. It's 200 of them now who are living there, and their kids can only come visit them like once a year because of the radiation. And you know what the really kooky thing is, Andrea? They are now putting this up as a tourist site. Do you know that?
That is really kooky. They're known as the babushkas, which is the term for a grandmother or elderly woman.
Yes.
I do remember going in 1994 to Belarus on a Bill Clinton trip, and we were told to wear dosimeters and not to drink the milk or the water because of the westerly winds, that the really worst radiation effects were actually to the west of ground zero there.
And you still have to have, that's Hannah reading the magazine. That's one of the ladies.
I love that.
We got the magazine back to her so she could see the pictures of herself. It's completely crazy. And they do make you, wear a dosimeter now too, and they have to check you, all the time. And our writer who was there, apparently the ladies kept offering to make them mushroom soup. Mushrooms are one of the worst radiation things, picks up all the radiation. And she had to learn how to say in Russian, no thank you. They were trying to feed her the whole time.
My gosh, this is fascinating stuff, and what a wonderful, fresh insight from More magazine into a new way of looking at Chernobyl, which has become, Chernobyl has become the icon of the worst disaster in history globally, and at a time after Japan, it is ever more present on this 25th anniversary, Lesley.
And this is a very weird, strange, positive ending for some women. Not for everybody, but for some people.
Lesley Seymour, a great issue of More magazine. It's great to see you.
Good
Thanks
to see
so very
you.
much for joining us.
Take care.
You too. And the clock is ticking. Big